All right, we are back now with our worst of the week. This time it is the severe GOP book bans that often target and censor diverse authors who write about marginalized communities. The latest potential victim of this movement, J.D. Vance. Yes, you heard that correctly. The vice president's infamous memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, is one of more than a dozen titles that have been removed from schools serving the kids of the U.S. military service members across the globe. It has not been outright banned yet, but the book has been flagged for a compliance review. It turns out that Vance's account of growing up in a white working-class family contains profanity. It contains references to LGBTQ plus community and some passages that briefly celebrate diversity, at least enough to conflict with executive orders issued by the Trump administration. DEI has become MAGA's favorite boogeyman. We all know that, but haven't things gone too far if Trump's own vice presidential book is deemed too woke? Jason and Dean are back with me. Your thoughts, Jason? Vance's days in the Trump administration seem to be numbered if his books are going to be, if he's considered woke and his books are going to be under review.
He is a tree-hugging liberal, it seems like, because he talks about diversity in a book. It is very ironic, and it honestly is a little bit of inclusion that we're doing right now just by talking about J.D. Vance, right? Because he's been kind of the third wheel in the White House between Musk and Trump in that order. Yeah. So I think it's funny and ironic, and maybe this means Vance is going to run as a Democrat and just go full force into this in 2028.
J.D. Vance, the Democratic social justice warrior, the nominee for the 2028 presidential.
It's the woke right. This is what's happening. It's the woke right. They're waking up and they're like, oh my God. This J.D. Vance's mistake, he referred to people, I think the diversity of white actually expanded, like someone was beige, like that book's got to go. But he actually did mention like black Canadian in the book, the daughter of an Indian immigrant, and that DEI doesn't allow that. DEI, that's what they want. Everything has to be white. I mean, when you teach slavery now, you can't mention the skin color of the enslaved people or the slave owners. That's what teachers have said, that they're afraid of being fired. They literally have to teach slavery in American schools racially neutral.
It wasn't about race, it was about economic development.
Right. That's what they would say.
Where did you study?
Trump University.
Ron DeSantis seemed to think there was some kind of economic benefit for slaves.
Discuss.
Let me play for you this clip from Senator Jim Banks at CPAC this week.
DEI is a fundamental attack on the American dream. Let me tell you, as the son of a factory worker who grew up in a trailer park, now serving in the United States Senate, that American dream is very personal to me. DEI is the biggest threat to the American dream, but the golden age of America means the death of DEI.
So not only does the American dream not apply to people of color, who are often the marginalized people in this country, but they are, according to Senator Jim Banks, a threat to the American dream.
Well, I mean, if you listen to Donald Trump and you get your news from Donald Trump, you would know that DEI caused plane crashes. Right. It's responsible for probably the economy not doing as well as he would have wished it to be doing right now. So it's a very easy thing for people to talk about, just like critical race theory was. Yeah. Now they have this phrase that they can blame everything and make people who voted for Trump feel like, oh, this is the reason I am where I am right now. The cards are stacked against me. And you see that over and over again. It's weird to see it more from the critical race theory to DEI. I wonder what the next thing is going to be, if it's just going to be like outright saying something terrible. I mean, it's kind of what they're doing right now.
We're on our way. We're started with George Wallace.
Are you asking my question again?
Yes.
I was like, third time doing it.
It's my favorite.
Second time not as a
Jason Selvig
Maybe I can duck out of here early.
It started with George Wallace, segregation today, tomorrow, and forever, right? Now it's changed to CRT ban, to DEI bans. They're getting more emboldened. They're going to just say white power. You have Elon Musk and Steve Bannon doing the fascist salute. I mean, let's be blunt. This is what we're dealing with right now. And Elon Musk and Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense, saying diversity is not our strength. That's one of the worst things to say about the military. Do you want an all-white military? I mean, that's what all-white male military? We are moving backwards as a society. That's what's really going on. It's a push and pull, and they want to take us backwards.